All right. Hello, you guys. It's your girl, Earlene Robinson, once again, and I'm coming to you with another video. Straight up knowledge, like always. You guys, y'all remember Hurricane Harvey, right? Last year, the one that went through Texas. The same hurricane that tore all them people homes up and, and our dear preacher Joel Osteen didn't want to open up his church for people to come through. First he lied and said that it was flooded out. Somebody went over there and blasted him out, put him on blast, went over there and recorded the whole church being dry as a whistle. He didn't want to take nobody in. So when they put him out on blast and showed everybody how he was lying, then he goes and opened up the church. And when he did open up the church and had all those donations, those thousands and thousands and thousands of baby diapers, baby clothes, baby formula, food, stuff like that, when he got all that stuff, he showed it to us. It was all lined up. Stacks and stacks and stacks of them. But then he had an excuse for that too. He was only letting some people in there. Boy. We're going to do another video on that one soon, but let's stick to the weather. HAARP. Y'all remember those initials? HARP. Okay? They're going to tell you what they stand for and all that. But keep in mind, HARP. These are the demonic people that's been, that take taxpayer dollars and they just billions and billions and billions of dollars paid towards programs like HARP to destroy God's handiwork, to play God with, and then lie to us. Now, and I remember somebody recorded a video I was watching because back then I was doing my radio show when Hurricane Harvey came through last year, and it was another one. I think it was during the time where was it Irma? Irma came through right after him, and then Puerto Rico was messed up, stuff like that. Okay, all of them within in last year's hurricane weather. So, but anyway, I remember there were some brothers and sisters down there making videos and putting them out to show everybody. And I saw some of them, and how they were putting the people in FEMA camps and stuff like that. And they wanted to stack their families on barges. Y'all know what a barge is, right? It's that look like a prison that floats on water. That these people are locked behind bars. Behind bars, and they're floating on a boat. A big boat that holds some 200 inmates. But they had bedrooms made up for kids as well. I seen little pink toys, little blue bunks and comforters and stuff like that for boys and for girls, for children. And when you slam that door and shut it, it's locked. You're locked in. Just like on Rikers Island or any other county jailhouse. You're locked in. You're caged in. So conveniently for them to say, oops, the boat drowned. People got to be a fool to get on something like that. I'd rather take my chances in the water that come through. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. We're praying for stuff like that to never even ever happening. But I say that to say this. A lot of people were making videos, you guys, and they were telling us that was not no hurricane that came through there. People are trying to say that, the winds and storms and stuff like that. They said that was a lot of a lot of water coming from out the sky. They said it was so much water coming out the sky that it looked unnatural. It was very unnatural. Some parts of Houston, Texas is still underwater. People had to get out of their homes and go. But this was the whole point. How they trying to push everybody inward. Taking everybody from the outskirts and trying to move them into the city and stack them all on top of each other. Then that's where the downfall goes right there. Okay? They got plans for bringing us all in. But anyway, they thought that everybody was going to run to those FEMA camps and stuff. But there were too many people that were afraid to. Some did go, but I think it was not as many as they thought will go. So they're still working on it, ladies and gentlemen. They're still working on it. So, but anyway, a lot of people reported that that wasn't regular rain, nor was it a regular hurricane. They said the water that poured out of the sky, y'all would never believed it. It hadn't showed ever. Nobody have ever seen anything like that before coming. They're trying to lie and deceive on God. Trying to make it seem like this weather coming from God. This is God's wrath. Yeah, right. Right. But I want you guys to check out this video. And I just want you to keep in mind that where you live at, this can happen as well to your community. Look at the fires and stuff that's been being set off. And been set off since I was a little girl in California. They even gave it a name, California brush fires. I used to wonder a long time ago, who in the heck keep going through there starting them fires like that? Are people getting drunk way out there like that and around some kind of campfire and they forgot to put it out? Or what? If it is, there's a lot of people that's doing it. And they never had they never did an investigation. They just took the people's word. Well, the people that live in them surrounding areas that be catching on fire, they starting to speak out. People are going and recording their findings after those fires. See, before, for so long, we let it go for so long. But these working class people that own their own homes way out there, they start to do their own digging. Come to find out, of course, it's our government that's been setting those fires. You guys go Google it and see. Now we got HAARP. All of it's weather manipulation. You know, they're controlling the weather. But it's in the Bible, y'all. It's in the Bible. So check out this video. All right? And it's just to raise awareness. This video is to raise awareness. To let you guys know how they are fooling us and lying on God.
It's my worst nightmare.
1 second. All right, check the video out.
But then you see these bands of very distinct cloud cover. That is not rain, that is not snow. Believe it or not, military aircraft flying through the region is dropping chaff. Small bits of aluminum, sometimes it's made of plastic. Now, they won't confirm that, but I was in the Marine Corps for many years, and I'll tell you right now, that's what it is.
And now we're learning that scientists and researchers are looking at how to change the weather on purpose. I mean, lasers? Really? To change the weather?
Well, instead of doing a rain dance, we physicists are firing trillion-watt lasers into the sky to actually precipitate rain clouds and actually bring down lightning bolts. In the 60s, the CIA used this to bring down monsoons during the Vietnam War, to wash out the Viet Cong. Governments have been playing with this thing.
Alleged to.
Alleged to, right.
These long white lines that are left in the sky after a jet flies through the air. Is there any truth to the theory that there's chemicals that are released by the government?
Absolutely not.
What about to control minds?
No, they are very much conspiracy theories.
HAARP, an acronym that stands for High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, has, since it began analyzing the ionosphere in 1993, inspired controversy. Many believe that HAARP controls and manipulates the weather, even our minds, inspiring some to actually call the research center, leaving messages screaming about the temperature outside.
You guys are killing the planet. It's fucking 80 degrees here in Colorado in February. This is bullshit.
Some voices on YouTube have also put their HAARP theories in the ring, with some claiming they have 100% proof that HAARP may have caused Hurricane Harvey. But when you watch these videos, you do not get proof. You get, and this is where things get sad, people who don't even know what HAARP is or does, and are using the unpredictable nature of the weather as somehow pointing to the likelihood of HAARP's sinister involvement.
There was some projected paths that were going this way or going up this way toward New Mexico, and yet there's this strange thing, and then all of a sudden the storm is going this way. I don't know. This is the first time I've ever heard about this HAARP, or even looked into it.
Certain ideas surrounding HAARP may have even inspired violence, with two men stockpiling weapons with the intent to penetrate the facility, saying that HAARP was controlling their minds and trapping their souls. Some of these ideas being put forward by Nick Begich in his book Angels Don't Play This HAARP. But what the suspected terrorists did not know is that HAARP is not a top-secret facility. It's certainly no S4 facility, going as far as to occasionally open its doors to the public for an open house that Nick Begich oddly declined.
They're having an open house today.
Yeah, they have them every couple years.
Isn't it of interest? You're so damn close to it.
There's nothing there that I need to see. It's in their technical specifications on what they built, and the rest is, what is it?
But what are some of the main claims of the Begiches of the world and the ever-widening chemtrail community online? Does a rational outside observer have a leg to stand on among these ideas? Let's find out. Geoengineering is the deliberate, large-scale manipulation of certain environmental processes with the intent of mitigating the adverse effects of global warming.
After a big volcano like Pinatubo that put a lot of sulfur in the stratosphere, you actually see the whole world get cooler for, say, a year. And not just get cooler, but actually the productivity of plants and ecosystems around the world went up that year.
Keith has an idea. Send planes up into the air that release an aerosol to do the trick.
According to the bulk of climate scientists, there is a, quote, very high confidence that the global warming measured over the past 50 years is due primarily by human activities. And the claim from those in the geoengineering project is that if humans are already causing the planet to warm, then in principle, they can cause it to cool. And according to Harvard, several attempts at solar geoengineering have already taken place, generously funded by Bill Gates, with Harvard claiming that by the year 2022, future tests could involve seeding the sky with aluminum oxide, even diamonds. And it is here where two kinds of skeptics exist. On the one hand, some worry we should not be playing God, that these experiments could have disastrous consequences for humanity and, ironically, the environment. A study from a team at the University of Reading said, quote, "We have shown that one of the leading candidates for geoengineering could cause a new unintended side effect over a large part of the planet," end quote. With even David Keith himself admitting to the possibility of, quote, side effects.
Absolutely true that any version of this solar geoengineering will have unexpected side effects, I'm sure, problems, uncertainties. But of course, the state we're in has unexpected uncertainties.
But then there is the other hand, those who mirror the above skepticism of mainstream geoengineering, but extend the definition to include not just mitigation of the climate, but the process of control. In 1967, a top-secret military program called Operation Popeye was carried out. The U.S. dropped 47,000 canisters of silver iodide over North and South Vietnam in an attempt to extend the monsoon season. It was soon after this that the New York Times broke a story exposing the program, and it was discontinued, causing the USSR and the U.S. to negotiate a ban on the military use of, quote, weather warfare. China has one of the biggest weather-altering technologies on the planet, which famously, in the 2008 Olympics, utilized rocket launchers, anti-aircraft guns, and planes to keep the Bird's Nest Stadium dry. It at least appears they were successful. The truth is that it's very hard to measure these things, although those that do, a researcher at China's Aerospace Science and Technology Corporation said more than 500 burners have been deployed on alpine slots in Tibet and other areas. The data we have collected show very promising results. So it looks like all we can know so far is that that some governments have technologies that purport to induce or prevent rainfall, and that depending on the level of already existing precipitation, certain parts of the world seem to respond better to these techniques than others, making places like California, although a place where successful cloud seeding attempts have been done in the past and are attempting to get done now, much more difficult. Whether or not cloud seeding merits the controversy it gets remains to be seen, but the notion that cloud seeding is proof of, quote, chemtrails, which is the paranoid hypothesis that jets are being instructed by elites to spray everyone with chemicals, is foolish and logically inconsistent. Because wouldn't the malevolent pilots all over the world have the foresight to understand that they too exist under the clouds that they're spraying on everyone? It's the equivalent of trying to sink the Titanic, only you're still on it, and the Titanic is the world. And if chemtrailers cared so deeply about not wanting to inhale chemicals, wouldn't they be protesting refineries? If your concern is breathing in pollution, the place to start would be the factories that are transparently emitting benzene, formaldehyde, mercury, and radon gas everywhere. One doesn't need a conspiracy to know that our air sucks. But with all that said, are there other factors of geoengineering we should be worrying about? And how on point or off are those on the fringes who claim they have evidence that some are using or trying to use the weather with a much more sophisticated level of control, and who are doing so with either misguided or even sinister intentions?
Okay, guys, so you hear it, right? Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. That's basically all I could say. That's ridiculous. Taking matters out of the Creator's hand and placing it in the creature's hand. That's what we're living on here on this earth, you guys. We're living under the commands and the governance of some wicked, demonic host of devils. You know what I'm talking about, that all they think of is killing. I don't even think those people sleep. I think they found out a way that they can sleep while they still commit murder. You know what I'm talking about? So what they tell you, people, they tell you that this has been going on for a very long time. You know, I used to read stuff like this in the Bible, and I used to look for these things to come about, because what God say, he said heaven and hell may pass away, but my word will stand. So I used to look for these things to begin to happen. Wrong. Wronger than 3 left shoes. They're not going to begin to happen. They've been happening all along. We just been asleep. They have kept us asleep for many, many, many years. You know what I'm talking about? But God got a way. His way is time of bringing the truth to the light. The truth will always outdo a lie. Love will always outdo hate. Righteousness will always outdo unrighteousness. Godliness will always outdo ungodliness. That's right, because the Most High is He who created all things, not human beings. Anything they create will fail. We don't know how long they'll be able to use it, but it will fail, because we weren't put here for that. So, but anyway, I just wanted to drop this video to raise awareness, to let everybody know that, hey, we've been fooled for a long time, and some people are still asleep. Okay, we've been messed over for a very long time. Now, videos like these, which there are thousands of them, in all different angles, videos like these should let us know that us getting out voting every 4 years is just a waste of time. These people going to do what they can to kill us off anyway. You know, because they feel they got a right to. They feel they got a right to kill human beings. That's crazy. That's why I don't believe nobody's supposed to be no higher than the next person. Because when you get above first thing you start looking at is me this, I this. And it's not supposed to be. We are a whole bunch of leaves on one tree. We all together make up a life, a race of human. And it takes us all to make that body. And then the root of it all is the Lord and Savior. And he who waters it, I believe, is God. You know, waters it and give it air. And the root of it, which grows it, make it grows, is the Lord Jesus Christ, the Son of God. But we are many, many leaves on one branch. We're all in this thing together, basically. So when one gets so far above the next one, he begin to hold his head up high and stick his chest out. Then he's going to start trying all sorts of things because he feels he's entitled to it. That's why I don't think it was meant for us to be that far above each other like that. Anyway, you guys, if you like the video, go ahead and share it. Leave a comment, please, in the comment section so I can know how to take these videos and how to steer them, guide them, and get them out there so you guys could see facts, see truth. All right, you guys, look out for the rest of the videos because they're on their way. All right? Nothing but education. Nothing but knowledge. This your girl, Earlene Robinson, and I'm signing out. Love you all. Peace out.